Recently I got into mechanical keyboard building and I decided to trade out my Tesoro Excalibur gaming keyboard with Kailh blue switches in them for the keyboard I'm building today. Here's what my keyboard used to sound like. Not the greatest, but also not too bad. So with the retiring of my Tesoro Excalibur gaming keyboard, we can now talk about the build for today. So the first thing that we're going to be talking about is the case, the PCB, and the stabilizers, which all came from this package I got on eBay. The board is labeled as the GK61. It came in at right around $45, and I was able to find it in the US, so I didn't have to wait 2-3 weeks to get it in. Cool things about the case and the keyboard is that it came with this braided USB-C cable that you can see right here, and it also came with a keycap and key switch puller because this keyboard does have hot swappable feature, meaning I can take out and change the key switches when I want to. So if I'm testing different key switches, which I might do in the future, it's easy and I don't have to desolder the current switch. Taking a closer look at the PCB, we can see that it is in the standard ANSI layout. It also comes with individually backlit keys, as you can see right here. Not a huge fan of it, I'm probably going to keep it off, but it is nice for the RGB people out there. The key switches I decided to use for this build would be the Kailh Box Navies. They're a super clicky switch, but also a little bit on the heavier side, which is what I wanted, and they just have a fantastic click. Just like listen to this bad boy. The keycaps I'm going to be using today are the YMDK OEM Profile Animals key set. This is a 108 key set, so this is for a full keyboard 100% build, but I'm not going to be using all the stuff that it came with. I'm just going to be focusing mostly on the letters. I really like the color of the yellow, and I also really like the aesthetic of the key switches, so that's why I chose it. It also didn't break the bank at around $25, so that was also good value. So the keycaps that I also decided to buy as well was this little 4-key set from KKBParadise called the Corgi Blacks. This is a spacebar, enter key, escape key, and an enter key for the numpad, which I'm not going to be using, that I thought would fit very well aesthetically with the animals key set I chose, so I'm going to be including them in this build as well. Anyways, here's me installing the key switches, which is the first thing that I'm going to be doing. I'm basically just pushing the key switches into the PCB because it is a hot swappable PCB like I said earlier. It's super simple, but because this was my first build, I probably took way more time than it should have, just double checking to make sure all the pins weren't bent, making sure that everything was fully seated, and everything was good and ready to go, so when I plugged the keyboard in, nothing was wonky or messed up. So here's all the key switches fully inserted into the board. I'm just going over a couple of the keys to check to make sure that they're fully seated and listening to the click all by itself. I just really love the sound of these Kailh Box Navies. Anyways, here's me installing my keycaps. It was a pretty simple process. It was just tedious in putting them all in and making sure that they were fully seated. It really helped that with the packaging it labeled out like what the correct order was for the ANSI layout, so I didn't have to dump it out and go, wait, is the keys in the right order? And I didn't have to reference a picture, so that was a pretty good plus right there. Anyways, here's the final build. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I really like the accents that the Corgi black keys have with the yellow. Really like the font, and I love the way that it sounds. The keyboard was super simple to set up. All I had to do is just plug it right in and it was ready to go. No software needed unless if you wanted to change the lighting profiles, which I'm showing off, but these were stock on the board and ready to go. So this is the rainbow feature that they had on it, and then here is the white theme, which when I need to see the keycaps, I have that on, but other than that, I will mostly keep it off in the setting that's about to come up. Anyways, guys, I think that's it. I'm going to give you guys a sound demonstration, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.